It's been over a year since we did some replay reviews here on this channel, and I asked you guys here on YouTube and my viewers on Twitch to see if you guys could send in some first to two replays, and here are the responses that we got, going from all sorts of ranks and all sorts of questions. So today we are going to be going through them and answering all of your questions and seeing what you guys are doing wrong. And before we get into it, just a quick plug for my Metafy. I have some guides available. If you haven't seen, I have a Juri guide, a guide for frame data, and a guide to drive gauge management, as well as the class VODs I've done for the past few months. If you subscribe to the student tier, you can get access to all three of these, but not the guides, just the class VODs. So yeah, there's classes on how to improve offense, defense, footsies, and neutral. I'm still not sure like what else I can do classes on, so I'm not sure what to add to this group. But if you guys have any suggestions, definitely let me know down in the comments, and I could try and get another class out for this group. So link will be down in the description, metafy.gg/@nephewdork, and let's get into some replay review. All right, so this is White Woman with Diamond 1. They said, I have trouble with defense. I have an easy time opening up my opponent, but whenever I'm in the corner or forced to defend, I begin to struggle. So right there, they missed their jab on the dry rush, and then they got a spiral arrow in neutral. That would have been great. The parry on the anti-air also, I don't know if they just woke up with that, but ideally you DP that. Then a spin knuckle. EXDP. I wouldn't do that because you're close to burnout. You want to burn out because even when it hits like this, you're kind of going to lose a round. I think he's like trying to drive rush, but you're hitting the drive rush when you're still hitting down. You gotta press the parry when you're in neutral. You can't drive rush when you're holding down. Okay. Yeah, that was... I don't think that was the right thing to do there. Okay, then we want some better anti-airs too. I think that's probably a big issue, is you're letting him get a bunch of free jumps. Yeah, then not hitting buttons, I think because you're too scared on defense, as you were saying. Okay, we got a combo, got him in the corner, try to shimmy. Oh, nice anti-air. I think you can counter hit that. Counter hit confirm that to stand heavy punch, right? Nice block. And the throw for max meter? Okay. This game is looking a lot better than the first game. I don't know what happened that first game. Okay, DI. Okay, missed the DP input. I think the execution is also a bit weird. I feel like a lot of the time you're just dropping a few things. And then here you miss your meaty crouching heavy punch, but you didn't realize. So if you see them pop up like that, you don't want to just do the crouching medium punch. And I feel like it's the same situation where you block a jab from them, but because your like mindset is on offense, you were more ready to hit your button when they're negative, but on defense you were just kind of scared. Yeah, I think there you were trying to drive rush too. Yeah, I think your drive rush inputs are just a bit sloppy. You just gotta make sure you go to neutral. Nice anti-air. Okay, maybe the anti-airs aren't an issue. It was just the first game. But I think on offense, you're mistiming meaties a lot. Yeah, there after he landed, you just try and get the heavy punch DI. You were trying to jab into it, which is fine too, but you just missed your jab. Okay, the dive kick input too. Another dive kick. Okay. I mean, that time was good on defense. You just waited to hit the button. In terms of the actual guesses, like you did EXDP. You also have wake up EX dive kick or regular dive kick to beat throws. You can also jump or backdash. So I feel like probably those options you're not really aware of. But mixing up between all of them is going to make your defense a lot stronger on that first guess. And then just being like recognizing when they're minus and pressing a button. Yeah, so most of the issues I think with execution, first the drive rush, you were sometimes hitting the parry when you're like still in down, but you need to let go. And then the meaties, you gotta time those. So you can set your opponent to like wake up jab or something in the recording settings over here. Just set them to wake up crouch light punch, and then you can practice time it correctly, and then if you miss time it, the jab will come out. And then yeah, on defense, so you were doing like if you block and then they do something minus, you can take your turn back. Eventually they'll get pushed out of range, or they have to take a step forward, or they go for like a grab or something. So then is when you have to make like that initial guess. So you did EXDP. You can also do wake up dive kick, get the side switch, or EX dive kick is safe, but they nerfed it. Or you could backdash, or just jump. Jump is probably like the easiest to think about, and you can also just like block for a second and then jump to try and get out of the corner, but your main objective is to get out of the situation. All right, next up we've got Samurai Beaver. Plat 1. I'm trying to learn better combos, specifically a drive rush cancel. Is it better to go off stand fierce or from crouching medium punch? Then you would just usually do stand medium punch into crouch medium store. Okay, so this is for Juri. And then also you feel like you're not using drive rush enough. All right, so first the bread and butter Juri drive rush combos, like off of either crouching medium punch, like any medium or heavy, you just go into this. Crouching heavy punch, stand medium punch, crouch medium punch, and then store, or if you don't want to do store, you can do DP heavy fuha. So yeah, this works off of any medium. And then I'm guessing in terms of neutral, you're talking about drive rushing more. It depends on if they're checking it or not. At where you are right now, people really aren't going to be checking it, so you can abuse it more. But as you go higher up, more people are going to check it, so you can't really do it as much. But it's good to start trying to do this a little bit, and then once people start reacting appropriately, you can tone it down. As long as you don't just start doing this and then not think about it, and then you're getting checked and like you don't know what to do, it's okay to use this a little bit. Okay, we got crouch heavy punch anti-air, which is honestly fine when you're starting out. You don't need the DP anti-airs. Okay, we could have gotten a bigger punish there. Just off of the stand medium punch, since it's a punish counter, you can just go into stand heavy punch. Okay, so that's the drive rush combo we were talking about. You can just do stand heavy punch, drive rush. There's actually more optimal combos, but you could just focus on doing the crouch fierce, stand medium punch, crouch medium punch. If you want the super optimal ones, I got them in my Juri Metafy guide, or you can just watch like any Juri player and you'll see like the combos I use. Okay, we're gonna try and make our normals connect. You know, like this one heavy punch that you do all the way out here, you like walked all the way back. So we're gonna try our best to make those hit our opponent, you know. Okay, I don't know what that DP was. Maybe that was an EX DP. If that was an EX DP, I want to look at your inputs a bit more. Try and see how you're getting that. But you weren't hitting the two punches at the same time. Okay. And then we messed up our super, but somehow it worked. Yeah, for some reason there's a down forward medium kick in your super input. So that's not great. Okay, we got a dive kick over the fireball. Yeah, you can't really do medium store too much on Ed because he had really good punishes for it. Okay, forward heavy punch is also -4, so you want to cancel that to light store on block. Okay, I think we're going a bit ham here. Like, you're still pressing buttons even when you're minus. So when you're minus, you don't want to. You're gonna lose most of the time if they press their button too. So just chill and block. But then when they're minus, you gotta take your turn back. Also, I think we're going a bit too ham on the dashes. And just focus on pressing our buttons. Or like drive rush, as we said. Like drive rush is a lot more consistent at working than dashing. Because it happens a lot faster. And you get more reward off of it. Because a Juri's forward dash is 22 frames. Like a drive rush medium punch is only going to be like 16 frame startup. Yeah, it just feels like you're too uncomfortable to like use your heavy punch or your mediums. And you just start jumping and dive kicking. Okay, there that was a good confirm, but it would have been better if you just drive rushed off of this crouching medium kick, because it would have killed with like maybe 1 super bar or no meter. I can't really tell, but either way, you definitely don't need to spend a level 3 because you're so drive gauge healthy. I think you're not really spending drive gauge at all, actually. Yeah, we don't need to be doing the dive kick this much. Like, just do your normal jump in. Like, the dive kick is good sometimes against some characters because it'll bait their anti-airs, but in general, you just go for the normal jump in, and it's gonna be not unsafe when it's on block, and it'll just work like the same amount of the time. Okay, then we want to recognize that and try and combo. And there is a dash again. I would say that's like the biggest thing, to just stop with the autopilot dashes. And then there you can see, since you're minus after this crouching medium kick, and then you're just pressing it again, it looks like, but you're minus, so it's not your turn anymore. And you can parry this, and you can actually get a full punish on this. You just gotta throw, but you can do a drive rush forward heavy punch into your drive rush combo. It wouldn't have, actually I think it low-key might have killed if you did like an optimal level 2 combo. Probably not with a level 1 combo. Yeah, they're after the forward medium punch too. Forward medium punch is also a button you don't really need to be using in neutral. Like, crouching medium kick goes farther than it, so you can just do that. And then if we got our combo, we'd be chilling there. Again, that's punishable, so you just hit your punish counter stand medium punch, and you can do stand heavy punch. Oh, yeah, we didn't need to take that risk. We had like a huge life lead. We could have taken a throw. Yeah, a lot of the time, crouching medium kick is not the right button to press here, because you don't get any extra pressure off of this. You can see like you're getting counter hit after this. You could just press stand medium punch if you're gonna press anything instead of throw. Like, either go for a throw, stand medium punch, or like a shimmy here, and at least you'll be plus after the stand medium punch. Yeah, I think we're panicking on the drive rush combos because we don't know them yet. But after you watch this, you'll know those combos, and you won't have to worry about that. And yeah, trying to find a button into drive rush is also really good. Yeah, you can see the crouch medium kick even is punishable on block. So that's not the button you should be using up close. Up close you do stand medium punch, but crouching medium punch is more of like a footsies button, and then you go into drive rush. Yeah, so like if you're walking around in neutral here, I think a lot of the time you were dashing and pressing a button, you could do the drive rush as you said, or you could just hit a button into drive rush cancel. I think overall you're just not using your drive gauge at all pretty much, except like that one EXDP you did, and then a few times you went like crazy with the drive rushes. You just do one, you get your mix up, and you don't want to be doing like this up close. You do stand medium punch, and then you can do this, or if they're up close you can go for a grab, but also if you hit like this and you're still in range, Any of these you're minus on, right? The only plus button is stand medium punch. You can see it's +2. So you don't want to press a button after these, because if they press a button, then you're gonna lose. So you just let them take their turn back and you can find your offense after their turn. Oh yeah, and then also the jumps. Instead of jump dive kicking all the time, just do a normal jump in and you get pressure instead of being punishable. There's only certain characters you want to do the dive kick on. Okay, so we have Kakareta, Kage, Plat 2. Nothing in particular, you just want to know what you're doing wrong and which playstyle you should change to sometimes and some combos. And they're playing Juri too. This is weird because last time I did this, I feel like there were no Juri players actually. I think it was like all Ryu players or something and all Kami players. But now we actually got Juri players. Okay, we want to anti-air that off the top. Okay, then up close, this is more of an advanced thing. But when you're closer up, you can do the light store instead of the medium store, and then you'll only be -4 because right here Guile can punish this. He can do crouch medium punch and punish it. Okay. Okay, I like the offense. Okay, and we want to at least be trying to parry these fireballs. Because right now you're just losing drive gauge for no reason. Okay, I guess you try to parry that one, but that one, those two you didn't even try to parry. And then there's a chance that you get the perfect parry. And then you'll be able to walk forward, you'll be able to check a drive rush. There's no reason to just not go for the parry. Okay, I don't know about that. We saw the fireball and we still drive rush. Okay, the dive kick is okay on Guile because it'll beat their normal anti-airs. Okay, there you held parry, but you didn't block after. Yeah, this would be a lot easier if you could at least get 1 or 2 perfect parries. The thing about Guile is you have to be able to perfect parry some booms, otherwise you're just never gonna get in. No DP on that one either. Okay, and I think there we just felt a bit stuck on defense, but there were a few times where there were openings to hit buttons, like after he did a crouching medium kick. You just want to hit a button, you had like a lot of drive gauge I think, so you could have done like a button to drive rush to get your offense started. Or you just press a button and there's like more space between you and your opponent. Okay, Dawson's teleport we can jab. If he goes to the other side, then he can get a DP follow-up. Okay, nice combo. I would have just taken my Oki instead of going for that fireball. There's no reason to just go for the fireball right there. It doesn't really give you anything that like taking your normal Oki wouldn't. Okay, when they DI, you gotta DI back. That's another thing. That one you could have DI'd actually. I think you try and jump. Okay. Yeah, I think for Dawson, you're just not really sure how to deal with the teleport. You just can jab it, and then no matter which side they're on, it'll hit them. Okay, instead of going for the stock here, we could just do a drive rush instead and get some pressure. Because we have so much drive gauge, it's kind of going to waste because we're not using any of it. I think you hit that heavy punch like pretty late. Yeah, and then the DI was a bit late too. Yeah, I feel like we're just not doing button drive rush at all for some reason. And there you can just drive rush for Oki. It's not really good to do the fireball if you don't need to. The fireball is more so if you don't get the Oki, it's something else you can do. But if you can get normal Oki just by dashing or drive rushing, you might as well just do that. Or if you're low on drive gauge, you can do the fireball. Okay, we don't need to be doing this many DIs either. Like the DIs are gonna work sometimes, but it's just not gonna be consistent, right? Like if you want to actually win consistently, like some people are gonna DI back, some people aren't. But in the long term, doing DIs like that aren't gonna help you. Yeah, so I think the offense seemed pretty good at the start. It's more so in neutral. I feel like you weren't getting like as many opportunities as you could have because you had like 6 drive gauge bars and you weren't going for like your guess. And then after you get a knockdown, you can just drive rush in, get Oki instead of doing like a fireball and like walking up, which is good sometimes. But if you have drive gauge, learn to use it, and then eventually you'll start burning out and you'll realize like when to tone it back. But it's good to like overspend and then like reel it back than to like never spend, because you won't actually be able to tell like when you can use your meter. Okay, next up we have Chaos Plat 2. I often find myself backing up when I don't know how to continue my offense and jumping out of instinct defensively. Those are not bad things, unless there's something crazy there, but those are actually like good things to do. I also tend to forget about my drive gauge and sometimes burn out far too quickly, and you forget to anti-air most of the time. Okay, I mean, I think those are fixable problems. I feel like that's not even a question, right? It's just those are issues that he has and he knows how to fix them, right? Okay, I feel like we didn't steer that early enough to hit it. Okay, maybe not the width up close like that. Dropped our combo. Not sure what dropped there. Yeah, we did the medium punch too early, it looks like. Okay, then jabbing when he's plus, maybe not the smartest. Okay, yeah, we want to remember the anti-air. Punish that. This is -8, the medium donkey kick. Or that was late actually, I think it was -10 or 11. Especially when you throw out fireballs, they're more likely to jump. So whenever you have a fireball out, definitely look for the anti-air. See right there, he jumped. Yeah, we don't need to be jumping there. Like right here, you can just walk behind your fireball, and then when he jumps, you can anti-air it. Or if he doesn't jump, you get your pressure on the fireball. Yeah, I think we're getting a bit jump happy when we don't really need to. I think sometimes we can go for a grab instead of the stand medium kick, because right now he's just blocking after it. Yeah, it seems like that's the way, the main way you're trying to get started is that down heavy punch. But right now he's like avoiding it pretty well, right? So you just gotta find different ways to get in. You want to anti-air that, punish the donkey kick. Anti-air right there. Okay, we got a combo into a meaty throw. Could spend it if we wanted to, decides not to. Yeah, I think the anti-airs are the main issue. Like you were saying, but also I think you are jumping a bit unnecessarily a lot of the time, when you could just be finding a button into drive rush or walking behind your fireballs, and that's also making it harder for you to anti-air, because like you kind of can't control where you are on the screen as much if you're just always in the air instead of walking back and forth. Okay, we're out. Yeah, you can see right here he's just jumping a lot, right? So like just wait and don't do the fireball, and then see if he's gonna jump. Okay, you can kill here. Okay, we dropped it. Okay, this is fine. Nice. Yeah, the second you were a little bit more patient in terms of like not moving around, like he was an impatient one and you got punished. You should be able to hit confirm if this hits, and you cancel this. If you see that it hit, you want to go into the kicks. You don't want to go for the command grab still. Okay. Okay, we're panicking a little bit here when we don't need to. So right here, we're not in range for throw. And then we whip a throw and then a DI right after. So instead of this, do like a delay button perhaps. You could do like stand medium punch drive rush. You could just do a stand medium punch into a special move or something. Or you could do like a jab and then jump. The DI is extremely risky. So we got a combo here. Get some Oki. And he wakes up super. So honestly unlucky. Oh. Yeah, especially in these rages, like after a tech throw is when a lot of people will choose like an immediate action and jump. So these are like the riskier places to do something like a whip or a fireball. Because it's not like someone randomly reading your timing, it's like immediate instead of like something that's just happening in neutral. I think also it just seems like you're not comfortable using your buttons compared to your special moves. Like I feel like in neutral there's a lot more whips and fireballs instead of buttons, which is like an Aki thing, but up close you want to be using your buttons more. I think we could have cashed out into a level 2 if we did a full drive rush combo. But yeah, you're autopiloting the light whip after every single tech throw. So I think he kind of caught on to that. Okay, could have punished that with stand heavy kick into a bigger damage combo. Nice anti-air. Nice anti-air. So we're looking for a lot more. Okay. Hold on, we know combos? Wait, no. Okay, alright. I don't know if you're just doing this to show that you know the combo but you need a no meter here. But look at his health, man. You could have just drive rushed again. Yeah, it's after every single tech throw, I think. I don't know if you're aware of that. And then you're just not looking for the jumps, it looks like. Like you throw out a fireball and they jump a lot of the time and you're just not looking for it. Could have drive rush. Yeah, drive rush would have made the combo a lot easier. I think you still could have killed either way, but the drive rush would have been more optimal. Yeah, so I think you're like not steering the EX, but you can hold forward like right after you input it to make it hit from like pretty far. So I think you're not holding forward early enough. And then just in neutral, I feel like you're just getting uncomfortable and going for the jumps. But you can hit these buttons. Throw out a fireball, throw out your light whip. But when they jump, you do your anti-air, do the whip. And then if they don't jump, you can just drive rush behind it. And you can actually wait a second and see if they jump. If they don't, then you go for the drive rush. And then like when you're up close right here, like this is good sometimes, but you also want to mix in like a button into drive rush. Otherwise they're gonna start, like you could see he was just jumping all around and you weren't really anti-airing him. So when he's kind of like eliminated that one option you had, you kind of had no way to get pressure started. Next up we have Anchi1 Plat 4. They're a Juri player. When should you parry versus block? It's mostly if you're trying to look for the perfect parry or if you want to go for the drive gauge, but mostly it's when you want the perfect parry. It's you go for the parry. How you deal with fireball drive rush? The main way to deal with this is to perfect parry the fireball and then check the drive rush. Safe block strings for Juri. I can give you a few, but I'm not really sure what you mean by safe block string. Most of the things that she can do are safe, but just in general, you're just pressing a button and then seeing what happens after that. Like you do stand medium punch, crouch medium punch, and then like it's done. Yeah, okay, so this is minus, so you want to press a button after this. I don't know if you just did it late, or you mistimed it. Okay, I think maybe the same issue as the other person where you're like overly reliant on dive kicks instead of doing normal jump-ins. What did we do there? How did we get hit by this? It looks like you hit forward. I don't know, maybe you didn't know this was a follow-up option. I like the light store there. Nice block on the overhead. Okay, we're not in range, so we can't be throwing. Okay, we don't want to burn out here. Trying to win the round from here is rough when you're burned out. Nice anti-air. Okay, then we can just drive rush in. It's only 1 bar, and we can actually get our Oki. I don't know if you thought you were close enough, but since he back rolled, you can't get that stand medium punch there. Okay, for this forward heavy punch, you can try and walk back and whiff punish it. But you're just kind of like, he's walking back and he's baiting your buttons from landing basically. And somehow we had like full drive gauge and we got burned out from that. Yeah, but the main issue here isn't like you whiff punishing, it's mostly that your buttons are whiffing and then he's whiff punishing you. Maybe not on purpose, but you want to make sure your buttons are in range before you hit them. PvP. Overhead. Okay, that wasn't completely optimal. We definitely could have killed with 1 bar here. It's still gonna chip. But instead of doing the Fuha, just do your full drive rush combo, because the Fuha scales your combo a lot. And then go into the level 1 would have killed. Or you could have done a Feng Shui engine combo. So you didn't need to spend level 3, but that's a bit more advanced. But the level 1 one, you just do this. And then even if you wanted to spend level 3 here, it's just more optimal to do this. Yeah, also you're backing up too much. You're giving him like room to do this EX Fireball drive rush in the first place. If you walk forward, round start, I'm pretty sure if you drive rush, you can EX DP after you block it. But you're just giving him too much space to do it. You want to try and stay up close so that he doesn't have room to do the Fireball drive rush. Okay, this heavy punch was really autopilot. Like, he didn't hit anything, and you misspaced it. So you want to make sure it's in range, or I'm guessing you're looking for a whiff punish, but he didn't whiff anything. Alright, here our drive gauge is a little low, so we're looking for like some way of getting it back a little bit. You could do your heavy Fuha from this range, and now it's almost burnt. You gotta be kind of proactive in that kind of a situation to make sure you don't get burned out. Okay, this is not a good risk, because most likely still you're not going to win the round, and you're not going to have the meter for the next game if you lose a round. And he could have blocked it. Okay, and then we just went into the unsafe one. We can see if this hit, and then we only do the Fireball. There's no reason to do the medium. Okay. Yeah, there we can just throw out like an EX Fireball too and try and drive rush behind it. You have time to see if the Fireball is going to connect, and then you can drive rush instead of just autopiloting the drive rush. Like, you can walk forward a little bit and then do the drive rush. Okay, here I think back throw would have been, I mean, this is fine too, honestly. Okay, and then after level 1, you do dash into drive rush, because the drive rush doesn't go far enough. And then I wouldn't have spent this drive rush, because you have barely more than 3 bars, right? So you're in like heavy danger of getting burned out right here, and you just get burned out because of that. nice block. Now you got your drive gauge back. You can look for a button to dry rush. Yeah, I think just a few of these drive rushes, you don't have to check every single one, but you know, one or two of them, yeah, I'll look for and check. Okay, we didn't need an EX fireball there. We got nothing off of it and just spent 2 drive gauge bars. There was not really any way to follow up off of it. Okay. Anti-aired. Oh, yeah, I think that was just kind of unnecessary. But yeah, I think probably the drive gauge management was maybe the main thing, because there was that one round you were at like 4 drive gauge bars and you still drive rush and you got burned out for it. And then after fireball drive rush, like you can wait until you see the fireball connect. So that way you're like looking for the anti-air this whole time. And then even while you're drive rushing, you could still anti-air. Like you could get a cross cut the other way, or you could do it fast if you see them jump. So we want to make sure to be getting those anti-airs even when we have our fireball out, or especially when we have our fireball out, because a lot of people are just going to try and get away from it. And then also another thing is when he was burned out and you did like this, but it's not really necessary to do that when they're burned out, because with the extra plus frames you just get so much free pressure and you can build back a lot of drive gauge while like pressuring them, because this is +6, so they're kind of trapped here. All right, next up we got Matanob. He's platinum. He says he should be masters. I'm sure the game is rigged, so that's not really a question, I don't think. And he is also a Juri player. Loki, the Juri episode. All right, they were not back rising. We got back rise here. Gotta press 2 buttons. Yeah, we got back rise. I think maybe this guy doesn't know how to. Nice punish. Good shimmy. Here we could have done like crouching fierce or DI to burn them out. The medium one doesn't do as much drive gauge damage, but crouching heavy punch or forward heavy punch would have burned them out. And we don't need a DI here. Now we're burned out because of it. So huge risk. Could have gotten a crouch medium punch on that punish counter. A little bit too early on the throw. Okay. Yeah, we want to at least try and parry that. We want to anti-air that. Also, when you're going for the dive kicks, you want to delay it a little bit more if you're trying to bait the anti-air. I don't know how you even got super there. What are these inputs, man? What am I looking at? You did a quarter circle forward, quarter circle back, and then you hit forward. After this, if you back rise, he gets no Oki. But because of that, you were scared because you didn't back rise. We gotta get the anti-air. Yeah, so this heavy punch is like, it's not really in range. We're like walking back before hitting it. Yeah, with full drive gauge, you can also do more button drive rush to get in. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing these DIs. Like, they're gonna work sometimes, but then sometimes they're not gonna work out, right? So if you want to win consistently and rank up, they're just not gonna help you. Okay. Oh, we could have drive rushed again for the kill with a level 1. Yeah, you're like anti-airing with DI or something, but you just gotta get your actual anti-airs up. Okay. Nice bait. Yeah, I think your offense is good, and you know your combos. I think it's the anti-airs mostly, and this other thing. Definitely the anti-airs though. Oh, no super. But you can chip here even. Yeah, heavy flew into level 3 will chip. You could have just done it after that cross medium punch. You just cancel the super or into heavy Fuwa super. Oh, and the back rising. Low-key, I think learning how to back rise, it can increase your rank like 2 or 3 stars. Like maybe not from plat to diamond, but that's a very big thing to not know because your opponent's just gonna get free mix-ups on you. We want to just cancel that to fireball when we miss it. They can still punish it, but it's a lot less of a punish because he has to do a DP or a super or try and perfect parry it. Okay, we can level 3 here for the burnout. No. Oh, nice bait. And we want to parry the fireballs. No super. Did we even try the super? I don't think you even tried the super. Does he know you can cancel that to level 3? Okay, nice. Yeah, so if you don't know, you can just cancel this. It would have gotten you a lot of... Put you in... Or it would have gotten you to the kill the last game, and then... a lot of the situations it would have been better. The main thing is with back roll. So this should work. So you just hit 2 buttons and you can see she's not in throw range. But if I quick rise, I get thrown again, right? So here is why you were scared and you went for like an EXDP, but if you just back roll, you're not in danger. They got a drive rush or something. Then other things, DIs and jumps. Like I feel like your understanding of like offense and neutral is good enough that like this is just hindering your win rate because some people are going to react to it, some aren't, but like you can just outplay people based on your offense and getting a button into drive rush. You don't really need to be doing these DIs and jumps. Like you can do them sometimes, but like probably not as much as you are currently. All right, next up we got 9 to 5 Dreamer. Diamond 3 plays Ed. Since the crouching light kick nerf, you can't hit confirm and do some random specials because you think it may combo. Also had trouble dealing with fireball drivers with Aki. Yeah, for Aki, well, he can cancel out the fireball and then throw another one. So that's one thing he can do. I think maybe you're doing it too late, in which case you could just gotta perfect parry it. But yeah, for crouching light kick, it's only punish counter you get a combo off of pretty much now. Okay, there you actually could have gotten the combo, funny enough, off of the punish counter right here because it's a punish counter. Okay, you can't get that, but you could have gotten another crouching light kick because it's punish counter. Oh, okay, so I guess this is the issue we're having, but you just did the fireball too early. That's not really her fault. Like if you just timed it better, then it would have worked. Okay, then that's just a mix up. You can try and do a delay jab. It'll lose to if they delay the kicks follow up. Otherwise just go for the jump. Yeah, you're not in throw range after the heavy one. But I think the light and medium one you are, but just assume you're not pretty much. Yeah, and then sometimes go for the bait going backwards or go for a fireball because people are gonna start DIing, right? So if you do a fireball or you like immediately backstep, you'll bait some people. alive here. Okay, DI is not the move because anything is gonna kill you. Oh, I don't think you meant to do that actually. Yeah, I think a lot earlier here I would have done a fireball drive rush or an EX fireball drive rush. You gotta try and get in and take some advantage of the burnout, because if he gets his drive gauge back, you're not winning the round. Like, you could, but you're not winning the round at this point. But if you could have gotten some hits in before, it's a lot more doable. Nice. Okay, wait, hold on. Oh, wait, that worked. Wait, hold on, we won the round. Never mind. Okay, that's not at range. You just go for your Oki there. Or instead, like, you don't do DP here. You do heavy blitz. Heavy blitz leaves you closer so you actually get this medium. But you don't want to do DP because it's like a little bit more damage, but there's no reason to, because you lose out on the whole mix-up. Wait, is this what you were talking about with the nerf to crouching leg kick? Because I think this combo still works, right, off of the counter hit blitz. It's not like the startup of crouch leg kick on nerf. Nice. And this drive rush combo for the kill. Oh, we dropped it, but we can just chip. Okay. But yeah, that combo just doesn't work. The counter hit combo. That's not something I can teach you. They just took that out of the game, bro. Like that? No, it just doesn't work anymore. That's not something you can, that's not a skill issue. It doesn't work. There's nothing you can do. Capcom patched it out, bro. You want me to tell Capcom to put it back in? I can't do that. Capcom doesn't listen to me. I've been telling them the nerf Guile and they still haven't. Okay, I think we're backing up a bit too much on the fireball. I think you guys are like getting scared of the fireball, but you gotta realize the fireball is coming no matter what. Okay? Backing up is only gonna make it worse. Okay, we don't want to be doing that. This move is like minus 15 or something, I think. So you could have gotten like heavy punch. Okay, here you definitely don't do your fireball. Like if you're up close and you can cancel it out and then hit their drive rush, you do it. But here you just try and perfect parry it. That's why you want to be closer. The closer you are, the less time she has to do extra things. But here you gave her literally a full screen worth of time to do her drive rush. And the drive rush was already coming out. Okay, we could have killed there if we did a stand medium punch and then like a stand heavy punch. Hold on. Okay, we didn't walk forward enough there either. Okay, that was nice. Yeah, I think you're too focused on this fireball thing. But it's not going to work from back there. Okay, then here, we didn't want to burn out. So the options here, you try and land like a heavy punch, crouch heavy kick, get some drive gauge back, or you back up and throw some fireballs. You can't just sit here and let him burn you out. Oh, that would have been crazy though. Low key, but the super is too slow. Oh, a lot of panic DIs today, guys. We want to stop panicking. Panicking is not good. Okay. Yeah, you do the heavy blitz and then you get a mix up here. You don't have to be charting this up. I don't think you even try to perfect parry this one, but you could have perfect parried and then check the drive rush. Yeah, that's just not something you can do from that range. The anti-airs are looking a bit sus. It is hard with Ed, but you gotta get some. Or you gotta at least try. Yeah, we're not even trying to do the Shingering combo, man. Okay. Okay, I don't know about that one. Yeah, there instead of going for EX Blitz, I don't know if you're just trying to get the level 2, but you just go for Drive Rush. Off of the stand medium punch. But yeah, off of this combo, like you're not gonna pull them in from here. So there's not even really any reason to do that. But off of this one, they're close enough. Or you just go for the kill rush for Oki. But other than that, I don't know. I feel like you were playing good. Just sometimes you panicked and did DI. Maybe you went a bit ham on the flickers. I don't know. I feel like you should be able to get master. Maybe it could be the anti-airs holding you back. All right. And to round it all out, we're going to do one low master player. They kind of show the gap between you guys that aren't master and someone who's gotten there. Agent Coconut, whose question is not sure how to fight a patient player, and they main Luke. Yeah, the answer in general for how to beat a patient opponent is, it means they're probably just checking the random stuff you're doing. So you stop doing that stuff and you be patient yourself. I feel like we're relying too much on drive rush right now. Instead of, you can use stand medium kick, you can use some more fireballs. But it looks like we're just kind of waiting to drive rush. But you can play without it for a little bit. Nice anti-air. I don't think it was worth drive rushing right here. You're spending, look at how much meter you have. You have barely more than, you have like 2 drive gauge bars, and you're spending half of your available resources on this drive rush right here. And then you did another one, and now you're almost about to burn out. And now you're gonna get chipped. So like the drive rushes are working, but even when they are, like you want to be able to manage your resources. Nice anti-air. You don't need to drive rush off of this one either. Like you can try and fight for their burnout too. Just do like a heavy punch into a medium fireball to take away some of their drive gauge. I think here it would have also been good to DP. I don't know if you're aware, but if you just mash EX DP on this drive rush, either it's going to be a block string or she can't block it. So then you would have had her off of you, or you could have drive reversaled. Either way works. And you would have still had a little bit of drive gauge, and you would have pressure, so you could get more drive gauge back. Yeah, and then you're just sitting here. Like the jump is really obvious here. That's kind of the only way thing she's looking for. Right here, you gotta go for like a parry guess, And then here, while she's still not burned out, she doesn't have drive impact. So you want to try and find like, you want to land a hit into super somehow. But you kind of just went for that jump in, and then once she got the drive gauge back, do you try a DI? Yeah, you try and DI when you don't have a drive gauge. So that's not ideal. I think when you get cornered, you're kind of only looking for jump, so it's kind of obvious what you're doing. You need to try and fight out with your buttons more, because jump is what people are going to look for the most. Yeah, you whip that from kind of far. Alright, so pretty much in neutral, you've got a lot more options to be more patient yourself. Like you were doing this buffer crash medium punch, which is a good thing to do with him. You can throw some fireballs, keep them out, stand medium kick. Like Luke against Marissa, the Marissa player is supposed to be the one coming to you, right? Because you've got a full screen fireball that she has to try and get around. And this is a good option when they're not checking it, but especially when you're low on drive gauge, you don't want to keep doing it. But you can just keep doing this and then anti-air the jumps and then get some drive gauge back, because especially when you only have like 1 or 2 drive gauge, you can just sit back as Luke and try and get some back, and you have to force her to Superman punch or something else. So don't burn out, use more pokes, less drive rush and fireball to get meter back. Yeah, pretty much just overall, like, don't tunnel vision in on drive rushing in, and like you can chill out. You can try and get your drive gauge. You can just play patient, you know? But actually, I wanted to go through some of the other questions. From your view, is my playstyle one-dimensional? A lot of times you autopilot jab into crouching medium punch, hunting for a counter hit. So one-dimensional isn't bad in most cases, as long as like you have answers for everything. Like if your playstyle is like you get a knockdown and you go for a mix-up and you're just playing neutral, like you could say that's one-dimensional, but there's no real counterplay for it, right? Like there's still mix-ups for everything. And then the counter hit jab into medium punch, like you don't want to do it on block, right? So you just want to only do it on hit, and this is definitely like doable. So if you see it hit, then you hit the medium punch. See? But if it's on block, then you don't. So it's kind of like hit confirming, but not exactly, but you're hit confirming it essentially. And if it's not a counter hit, then like, oh well, like it doesn't combo. Then how to punish Jamie's stand heavy punch when he mashes it between jabs. Okay, this is just where it'd be helpful to know frame data and just how to use the lab in general. All right, so after a jab, he's -1. Stand heavy punch is 5 frames. So you have to press a 4 or 5 frame move to beat this, right? Because -1, this comes out in 5 frames. So like it's 6 frames. You gotta press a 4 or 5 frame to beat it. So if you just jab, you can beat it. And then you can just also test what works if you just record the person to do this. So anytime you're wondering about a specific situation like this, you just go in training mode. And knowing the frame data is going to make it so that you don't even have to test things out. I feel like there was kind of like a lot of patterns between a lot of the platinum and diamond players in terms of like you guys were getting impatient a lot, burning out a lot. Some anti-airs need to be worked on. And I think maybe the biggest theme I could see is that just in neutral you guys were getting impatient, like would focus on like drive rushing or jumping, but you can just sit there and press some buttons, you know, play some nooch, and you'll find a lot more consistent success that way. All right, that's going to do it for all of our replay reviews that we're doing for today. I'll leave a link to the submission form again in the description so that for the next video you guys can get some submissions in, and I'll try and get to as many of them as possible. And yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.